welcoming our esteemed speaker for today, Hemanth Volikatla, a senior technical service manager at SAP Americas with an impressive 20-year journey in information technology. And folks, I got to know about him through one of our TGV community members who was behind me in terms of recommending me to host Hemanth on the show and share his inspirational story. And I didn't give a second thought. And you guys know about me, right? In case if I like somebody, I just reach out to them, and that's how I immediately reached out to Hemanth and convinced him to join us as a guest speaker on our show. And he has a wealth of experience, and he has guided and safeguarded customers' interests and businesses, offering expert advice to direct investments in the right direction. In fact, he was invited by multiple organizations to judge various occasions in information technology to validate the outstanding work done by the participants. And to name a few, he has judged hackathons and some technical events and proof of concepts, demos, and many more. And in the hindsight, if you look at his journey from a software engineer to a software architect in SAP, Microsoft, Java, and sizing, configuring various infrastructure environments for SAP applications for different customers for their requirements, and his expertise spans various database environments, including the latest SAP HANA. And currently is focused on customer technical advisory, and his team navigates the complexities of modern cloud environments like Azure, Amazon Web Services, and also GCP, the Google Cloud Platform. And as an entrepreneur and mentor, he has played a pivotal role in planning careers and leading practices in SAP and other technologies for corporates as well as engineers. And with a strong skill set covering SAP HANA, business objects, Tableau, and more, our speaker brings a wealth of knowledge and experience to the table. And as we prepare to delve into our conversation on the topic at hand, a technocrat's multi-potent identity, here's an exciting twist. Let us tickle Hemanth's brain first. So, Hemanth, get ready for a rapid fire round of random words. I'll mention a few, and I would love to hear the first thing that comes to your mind in response without thinking much. Are you ready for it?
Yes, Naveen.
All right, let's dive in. And here comes the first word, curiosity.
Which keeps my mind active always.
Invention.
It's a necessity.
Future.
Robotics and AI.
Book.
One of my best friend in the world.
Movie.
It's again the story of the human.
Okay, and here comes the interesting one, and I'm really curious about your answer here because you have witnessed the plethora of technologies and you have been into it. So I would like to understand what technology is from you.
It's SAP.
Oh, okay. Next is food.
It's fuel for my body.
Mm-hmm. Universe.
I always remember NASA.
Wow. Leadership.
Who stands for his team? He's a leader.
Awesome. And role model.
Always my dad.
The last one is success.
Dedication and hard work.
Superb. And thank you so much for participating in the first rapid fire round of random words. And Hemanth, there is one more rapid fire round waiting towards the end of the episode. And in the meantime, let me welcome the audience. So, folks, welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series where we embark on transformative conversations for a better future. I'm your host, Naveen Samala, dedicated to making the world a better place through valuable discussions that add value not only to your life, but also to your career. And thank you so much for tuning in. Hemanth, hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice. And first of all, thanks for accepting our invite to join as a guest on the show. And for the very quick turnaround, I really appreciate it. And thank you for being part of our journey in shaping the careers and lives of millions across the globe. How are you, Hemanth?
I'm pretty good, Naveen. Thank you so much for inviting me. Today I had a privilege of making my talk show appearance today. I'm very delightful to be a part of this journey, to get an option to speak about my career and success path. Thanks for inviting.
Thank you. And I couldn't resist contacting you. There was no second thought. One of my mentees has recommended your profile, as I was telling you the other day, right? So I was super excited. Like, you have wealth of wisdom, and which I want you to share with our audience today. So let's begin with your success mantra. So please talk to us about the top three things that have attributed to your success so far.
Yeah, obviously, one of the mantra is the hard work. Without hard work, you cannot achieve your goal. And the firm determination and focus. These are the three different things which definitely lead me to success today. And there are no shortcuts to success. And hard work never fails.
Wow. I echo with you. And Hemanth, you are serving at a managerial technical leadership role, and before that, you had your own entrepreneurial stint, right? So let's delve into it a bit, and I would like to understand the toughest lessons that you have learned as an entrepreneur. So please share with us.
The toughest lesson, what I can say is one can stand as a perseverance to succeed as an entrepreneur. It's not so easy because entrepreneur is not for everyone. Entrepreneurship needs a long standing and as well as a stability and motivation to exceed or expedite the process required for the customer. And one needs a dedicated example of being for his team members, and also he need to stand for the customer's voice. So now obviously the toughest lessons of the entrepreneur journey could be something like the perseverance.
Amazing. So you touched both the aspects, the employees as well as customers. I think those are the keys.
Always the competition and the long persistence always matters. This is what I have learned from my entire journey. The competition is very rapid and the long persistence is required based on the competition. If you fall down and if you are not able to withstand in the competition, or if you are not able to cater the customer requirements, it's nearly impossible for you to stand as an entrepreneur. So this is the greatest lesson what I have learned in my entire journey.
Awesome. Hemanth, I have also tried multiple entrepreneurial stints in terms of some startup ideas, and I have had my own set of failures. And I would like to understand about your ventures, which you have started with a noble intention, and not all of them gave expected results. But I think you believe that we either learn or earn from our ventures. So, what did you learn from your favorite failure?
The favorite failure, whatever I have learned, is to be resilient, fearless, and adaptable. Because you should stand in front of the customer to serve their requirements, which is very much required when the customer comes up with a new requirement one or the other day. Because the customers keen to change their adaptability, implement the business, and have multiple requirements during their business day-to-day life. So we need to stand fearlessly, should have to be resilient and adaptable. So one situation I can say is there was a customer urgent requirement in the past which made me, which there is a miscommunication in my team, where it was pretty much like the customer needs something to be showcased very urgently, and that was miscommunicated to me within the team. So I'm not able to fulfill their requirement within their expectations. So that was a significant delay. So when there was a significant delay in fulfilling the requirements, obviously the customer is upset. So in that circumstances as well, I implemented a system by myself to regularly check and adapt to the requirements with the customer, and to be transparent in my communications, and also engage customer very actively when and then required from myself and fulfill their requirements. This taught me a great lesson of fulfilling the needs and how to stand in front of the customer. But I always say that failure is always a stepping stone for our success, and it always teaches a lot of opportunities that can lead to the professional and personal development for sure. And there is nothing like when you get a failure that you are something like failed, or you are not able to withstand in front of the customer. No, definitely not. It's one step to your success. That's what I always feel.
Amazing. So one thing that grabbed my attention is customer focus is something what you have been dedicated to, right? So I heard about customer multiple times throughout the last few minutes, and I can imagine how customer centric you are. And now let's talk something personal. I was doing some research about your family background, and I found some interesting aspects which not many people come from that kind of background. So please share with our audience also about your family background, especially about your dad, who is again a great personality, a poet, and he's also Harikatha artist, if I remember, like going through the profile. And how has he influenced you?
Yep. In my dad's childhood, somewhere at around 5 years of age, because I come from a very traditional family and a disciplined family, but my father's family is a farmer's family. At his age, at around 5 years, he lost his dad. That was a great loss for our family. When he was traveling in his journey, he later realized that that's not the life, because farming is not the entire thing what he need to do. There is something extraordinary he need to do apart from his regular life, day-to-day activity what he was doing. So he just came out of the farming, and then he learned music, and then he became an iconic star in the music, and he also became a very good artist. With the help of multiple gurus, he learned different instruments and vocal, and he being a musical person, so at one day he also became a musical director as well. So he directed many musical concerts and also many musical albums. And at the age of 30 years, you won't believe, Naveen. So he started learning the things, and he studied, and he earned his Telugu Pandit degree awarded for him. So that was one of the things what I can say is at the age of 30, with all his busy schedules and so much of you going around him, it is very difficult for him to learn, but he kept his dedication and he completed his education and he became a Telugu Pandit, where which led him to get the Uttama Upadhyaya Award. That's what we call it as the state's best teacher award, which is recognized nationally. And then he received the award from the chief minister, Mr. Nara Chandrababu Naidu, who is there at that time as an active chief minister. And then he worked with many great music directors like Madhava Peddi Suresh. Also, he worked with very good singers like S.V. Balasubramaniam, the late, the greatest legend, what we know in our industry. And also, he have his own significant movement where he used to work very closely with our ex-MLA, Mr. Sai Krishna Yachandra, who is also a Gayadhara specialist who used to give the Gayadhara competitions. He has that is the unique and great skill what he have. So he's a part of the team, and he started writing many books. Many books. He was the master on in and out of all the ethical and epics of our Ramayana Mahabharata. And then he wrote many books, and one of the content he has chosen from the entire Ramayana is the character known as Guhudu. So Guhudu is a character, a person, which was portrayed in the entire Ramayana epic. Very small character which comes just for a 5 minutes and just get disappeared, because it's a character where Guhudu will help Rama and Lakshmana and Sita to cross the river. So at those times, it was the equipment what he has used is the bow and arrow, and Guhudu will help them to cross the river with his boat. So that small epic, the small content in that epic was picked by my father, and he has written a very good detail of the book, where it was selected by SU University, and they have made an annotated for their existing curriculum for the students to learn. So that was one of the greatest thing. And apart from that, my entire childhood, I used to see that he get multiple awards, and so many appreciations. He was one sort of an iconic hero for me, because he achieved a lot of milestones and also a lot more success in his life, where he started as a farmer and he reached to an extent like, he was a great Harikatha artist and been iconic in his field, and he was a best teacher in the entire state, and also he was one of the very good writer. Even if you ask me in my home, I can see a very big library in my home.
Wow.
It's all full of books, which was written by the wealth of knowledge what he have. And I can say that I am from such a great family myself, and a family filled with wealth of wisdom. That's what I can say myself. In my context, he was my superhero.
Wow.
So my dad is my hero, and he was the most influential person in the world for me.
I think kudos to him. I'm really glad that you shared your story, and we are glad that you are sharing your wealth of wisdom with TGV community. So I'm really fortunate to have this kind of conversation with you. Now let's
Even
again.
I am honored to be here to share all these things.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Hemanth, now let's get back to the main, the core of conversation. So you are an expert in a gamut of technologies, and I was surprised. Like, how did you manage to learn those many technologies? So what is the secret sauce?
Yeah. So in my career, I have gone with learning multiple technologies, especially as you said, what the word of mouth of truth, whatever is told me right now is
Yeah.
uh, there are things like AWS, Azure, GCP, HANA, S4 HANA, BW, ECC, CRM, master data management, master data governance, which has come later to that, and also the Hadoop. So multiple technologies I got an opportunity to learn, because even including the cloud infrastructure, and also me basically from the basis background. So myself more into the administration of SAP infrastructure and sizing, implementation, and configuration of the existing systems, and advising the customer on his existing investments. I got a very good opportunity because I'm closely working with the customer for all these years, and I learned that being close to the customer really gives us many opportunities to explore ourselves and learn ourselves, because customers will come every day. They will be having a pretty new requirement, and the customer will be giving us one or the other requirement which we might not be aware, or which we will be aware. So it needs a lot of extensive research, and also explore ourselves to give the customer the right advice. So that's where it helped me to learn many technologies. And me being a techie savvy, right? So I was able to quickly adapt with many new technologies, and also the upcoming requirements of the customers. So this made me to quickly grow myself, and also to learn multiple technologies across the industry right now.
Superb. Okay, and since you mentioned a lot about customers, I would like to bring upon the client's perspective. So you have worked with major clients across the globe, be it Middle East, North America, and even APAC region. So I'm curious, what did you learn from your customers?
One point I can say is timeliness is godliness, because we need to react in time. So whenever the customer is looking for our support, we should answer them in time, reach them in time. Always a speedy reply gives us a positive result, because they will be having a number of things. We don't want to wait my customer to reply back for my and wait for my reply and wait for the service or the support. That's not acceptable. Me being in this industry from past 20 years, I worked with multiple customers around the globe. I started as a senior consultant, and also the consultant and a senior consultant, and a software architect, and as well as a technical service manager at this moment, working in SAP Americas. So this really gave me a thorough in and out of the journey with a number of customers, because we facing the customer every day, and playing a very critical role in safeguarding their investments. Because when the customer needs any investment, or if they have any requirement, we should be able to give them a right advice. Like for example, I can say that customer has implemented certain servers within the cloud environment, and they are looking for certain new installations and configurations. So it is very important that they should not get over provisioned because it's going to burn their money. So we should carefully let them know that what should be the right and exact configuration they should go, and we should in fact again follow the process of the company and also safeguard the interest of the customer. So it's a critical role, like advising the customer technically as well as mentoring them with the process and also safeguarding their interest. So this is a great challenge.
Super. I'm loving every bit of this conversation, especially the customer centricity. I'm more aligned and more inclined towards this customer centricity, being a master black belt myself. And I see that somebody is doing it live, being so customer centric. And let's move forward. And since again, I'm going to combine all the questions, and I see that you keep yourself up to date from time to time. So share us your tips in terms of how do you keep yourself up to date?
Yeah, I'm always being available to customer is one of the key part, because when we are able to meet their expectations, obviously we'll be up to date because we need to satisfy their requirement. We need to address their requirement. We need to advise them, and we also need to fulfill their requirement. That is very important. So, in order to reach that expectations, one need to be always focused and customer centric and very close to customer and always be attentive and available to them. We should be robust. We should be adaptable to the new technologies or the new requirements, I can say.
Awesome.
That's how it helps me to always keep myself updated.
Nice to know that. And there is one more personal question. Again, this is more related to your journey in music and also certain daily rituals that you used to follow in your childhood. And I would like to understand how this music and the daily rituals have helped you in your later life.
Oh my God. So I think you learned a lot of things about me. That's really awesome. Okay. Okay, so let me tell you about this my journey in my childhood. It was very interesting because our family is a very well disciplined family. At the younger age, somewhere at around 5 to 6 years of my age, my dad have appointed multiple teachers to learn different skill sets for us. Especially one of the main thing what we learned is music. It's a Carnatic music. Our guru, Mr. Guru Swami, he used to travel all the way from Tirupati to my home, which is there in Nellore district, Venkatagiri. So he used to always travel from a different place to my home, be there for a week time, and he used to take a lot of dedicated time. After once we are back from our school, he used to teach us the music, especially the instrument violin. So the basic traditional Carnatic music, whatever he has taught us, is still there as a strong foundation for me. Because we have many things in music like raga, tala, and also the way we sing a song and how we take what is a kirtana and what are the types of kirtanas we have. So many things, if you get into music, it was like a divine ocean. My guru has taught us a plethora of his knowledge and experience, transformed us into from zero to a level where I was able to give multiple presentations on the show along with my guru on different Carnatic music programs. And also, whenever I get a chance, I used to even play the music on the show, on a stage show where it gives a lot of interest for many audience, and there was many standing applauses for me. And also, it gave me a very bright future in my entire career of my life, because music is something divine which makes your mind, soul, everything into one sort of peaceful environment. So it gives you a concentration or a motivation which helps you to dedicate on what is required for you. So that is ultimately a different world, what I can say. Apart from our regular day-to-day practices of being active or serving in the job, so music is something very much required because it came from my family and it is in my blood. That's what I can say.
Amazing. I think family has influenced you a lot. That's what I can see. And your roots are the foundations are so strong. And now we have grown to a multifaceted leader. So no doubt about it. And in terms of the strong foundations, I think they are extremely important for everyone. And also, I got to know that you have foregone $1 million contract. So why is it so?
Okay. That's an interesting question. So it was a challenging requirement which I got during my entrepreneur journey.
Hmm.
Customer is expecting multiple consultants to outsource to an on-site requirement, which practically didn't happen because of the requirement is having very short timeline, and also the consultants need to travel to the Middle East. So it was a very challenging point where we were not able to fulfill that at the time. It
Hmm.
was a miss, but it's a good miss.
Got it. And I think I can still see that particular smile and vibe. You are so positive about it. And normally people tend to feel bad about missing those kind of things, right? So looks like there are no regrets as such, and you are trying to learn from every possible scenario. Okay, that is so
As I
inspiring.
said, failure is always a learning part in our life. So I
Exactly.
learned many new things
Mm.
in that failure, which really made me that
Mm-hmm.
if I really demotivate myself, I will not be able to cater any other requirement,
Yeah.
or I'll not be able to shine myself.
Yeah.
So after losing that, I was able to do much better in my
Mm.
other things, like especially I got a lot of very great opportunities where I was able to fulfill them in ongoing days. Even at my job, I came to know that how I can tackle such a situations when the
Mm.
customer asks me for certain new things to pick up or to serve them or to give them a consulting or a consultant or a headcount within their organization to provide them. So it's all like great learnings what I have learned from my past.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. And let's talk about the many awards that you have won. Again, I think there are a couple of pages of information. Okay, I have been gone through the profile. So I'm now curious to understand which one among those many awards is the best accomplishment that you think and that you are most proud of.
Okay, so it was a very good question. When I'm working in HP somewhere in 2008, I started as a project leader in HP, and there was a co-innovation lab where HP have developed a product known as SysTNet.
Mhm.
So it has history of service registries. Even the SAP is also having enterprise service repository, which sits on NetWeaver or CE on those days. HP need to promote this product. So this is a very crucial part for them. So as a co-innovation lab, myself from HP led this project. I am the whole and soul leader who led this project and worked closely with SAP. And we were able to successfully deploy or run the NetWeaver CE with SysTNet
Mhm.
without duplicating the registries.
Mm.
So both the registries will be having the service registries. So it's an SAP service registries which uses UDDI
Mhm.
V3 server. So that's the protocols. So it was really an amazing experience where I got a very standing applause from the entire HP globally and
Wow.
internationally. And there was also a very good award presented to me on that success. And in fact, SAP have published that particular research, particular the outstanding achievement, whatever we have achieved in the ticket. So
Mm.
that is one more thing. Yeah.
So nice. I think this is personally creating a lot of inspiration within me, and I'm sure it's going to add a lot of value to our audience, whoever is watching or listening to this episode. And it is so nice to get to know more and more about you, Hemant. So, Hemant, as a thought leader and as someone who is always staying on top of the latest happenings within the tech industry, I would love to hear from you what trends and influences do you foresee in the ERP space, especially the impact of artificial intelligence?
That's a good question. because now the artificial AI is very much booming and very much required. It's our future. To meet the current market demands and automized process and combination of AI and ERP will be a great combination. That's what I can say. Because, for example, by leveraging the functionalities and business required for the customers when they are investing in cloud, I can say that when the customer is over provisioning the server, right? Or if they are below the capacity which is really required, but they are overpaying for what they are needed. So AI can really help and definitely reduce the RAM or CPU auto adjustment of the auto capacity. So this is one thing what I can say from the infrastructure side. But if you see from the supply chain management and also different parts of the other technology, right? So it can really forecast the sales. It can really assess your daily purchases or your behavior in the social media, or how you are going to what sort of purchases you are doing and what is your contribution to the company. So all these are very much automized by AI. So when you combine this AI with ERP, it's really going to be very powerful. So it's really going to streamline your business and workforce in a very much efficient way. The leveraging the AI functionalities and business can really automate the decision making for any business to analyze the customer and predict the sales. So this is really going to play a very key role.
Amazing. And I think the future seems to be very bright, and especially the aspects that you mentioned in terms of analyzing the patterns, trends, and overall, it is going to boost the customer experience and take it to the next level. That's my key takeaway out of this conversation. And Hemant, we have had an incredible conversation so far, and I'm really loving every bit of it. I think this is one of the very few conversations where I get so overwhelmed with the wealth of knowledge and information. And thank you so much for that. It's time for us to add some more spice and some more excitement to the episode. So, if you are ready, I would like to kick off the second rapid fire round. Shall we do it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, here comes the first bullet out of the second rapid fire round. If you could have one gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would it say?
It can say anything. It can speak a brand, it can showcase itself, or anything can be on top of it.
Okay, here comes the next one. If you become a CEO of a FANG or MANG companies, what is the first thing that you would do?
Bring the positivity within the employees. That's the first thing I would like to do, because me as a CEO my employees should understand about it. So they should feel comfortable on what are the principles and policies we are going to drive within the company. So
I think it reminds me of one famous quote. You take care of employees so well, then employees will take care of the customers by themselves, right?
Exactly. You are right.
Okay, so here comes again one more interesting question. If you were given a chance to swap your life with someone for a day, who would it be?
Oh my God. I think I would love to swap myself with Elon Musk.
Interesting. And if you're given $1 billion budget, which project would you like to cover?
Robotics with AI. Yeah, that's the future of our manhood.
Here comes the last bullet. So, what is one electronic gadget or a fantasy gadget that you would like to see or invent yourself?
I would like to travel in time. So, obviously, it's a time machine.
So, time machine is an aspiration for over 90% of the guests on TGV. And I think we all have to probably pray so strong such that it becomes a reality.
Wow.
All right, so that was a great second rapid fire round, and let's flip back to the mainstream. And here comes the last but one question: what is your one piece of advice to those aspiring to dream big and do big like you?
I can guide the people of like what I have did always, and that is the best way of doing them for them to be on top of the technology. So always never stop learning. Never stop. Always keep updated yourself and be on top of everything and be self motivated. This is the main thing for your success. And always, there are no shortcuts for success, and hard work never fails. You do your best and you'll win.
Wow, wow, wow. Awesome. And I loved, as I said earlier, I loved every bit of this conversation and personally and enlightening stuff. And you are a multifaceted and multi-potent individual with with a wealth of information and wisdom. And I would love to host you again in future for sure. So that is my
Thank you so
experience
much.
hosting you. And now I would love to understand from you, how is your experience being hosted on TGV, the Guiding Voice platform?
That was my honor, and it was so amazing.
Thank you, and I'm glad to hear those kind of positive words from a person like you. And Hemant, really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule and joining us in this exciting conversation today. And really appreciate it, and looking forward to many more conversations in future. And I wish you all the very best on everything that you do.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, so friends, that was our episode with Hemant. And before we jump into the fun trivia section, we have a quick request. In case if you haven't already subscribed to the Guiding Voice podcast, please subscribe to us from wherever you have tuned in, because subscribing keeps you updated on new episodes. And also, if you have enjoyed this conversation and found it useful, please share with at least 3 of your friends or colleagues who would also like TGV, the Guiding Voice, so spread the knowledge and help others grow just like you. All right, now let's cruise into the trivia segment of today's episode. And I thought I would present you 3 less known facts about ERP after having a power packed conversation with a technocrat and a strong leader who has been living and breathing SAP. Right? So here comes the first fact. It is about the ancient roots. The concept of enterprise resource planning has ancient roots, and its principles find parallels in the practices of ancient civilizations like the Egyptians, who used systems to manage their resources effectively. And second one is about year 2000 bug impact. The Y2K bug, which was anticipated to cause widespread issues in computer systems during the transition from December 31st, 1999 to January 1st, 2000, it had a significant impact on ERP industry. Many businesses upgraded their ERP systems to avoid potential problems associated with the date related functions. And third one is about ERP and NASA. ERP systems are not just limited to businesses. Even NASA relies on ERP, and the space agency implemented ERP to streamline its operations and also improve efficiency, showcasing the versatility of ERP applications beyond the corporate world. So that's it from my side from the trivia perspective. And folks, if you are aware of any interesting facts related to ERP, I would love to hear from you. And you can use our social media platforms to comment there. Or if you are watching this episode on YouTube, you can comment there as well. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in and also for being part of our awesome TGV community. Would love to hear from you. So do not hesitate to share your ideas, feedback, topic recommendations, guest speaker suggestions, or any other thoughts that you have. You can contact me on social media platforms, or you can also email us at theguidingvoiceforyou@gmail.com. And folks, let's create content that resonates with you. I'm your host, Naveen Samala, a lifelong learner, and my goal is to have impactful conversations that improve not only your life but also your career. So until next time, take care, stay inspired, and remember, the future holds great things because the best is yet to come. Goodbye for now. See you all in the next episode with another amazing guest.